Yes?
To cleanse the uterus, would it be more beneficial to drink yarrow tea A, cold, B, hot, C, both ways?
Well, what do you think?
C.
Well, C is always good because
cold,
both. Well, as you might remember, yarrow has a center of gravity for both the urinary tract
Right.
and as a diaphoretic.
Yeah.
Okay, moving towards the outside. Okay, so if you drink it colder, it's more diuretic. If you drink it hot, it's more diaphoretic. So on the surface, you would think that would be the case, but not. The reason being is it's still resolving. If you're trying to clean out the uterus, you're actually trying to get the stuff inside the uterus to resolve to the outside. So it actually is a heat reducing function. So actually menses is a heat reducing function. It's literally, the menses comes along as the end of the or part of the meridian of the liver, and that's why it's the blood from a Chinese point of view is heat being expelled. So it's kind of a diaphoretic action. So traditionally, it's been done hot. I still think it would work cold, but you're quite right. Doing a little bit hot and a little bit cold, then you're for sure. You're a valley girl, for sure. Yes.
About you were talking about the raw versus cooked.
Yeah.
And because like meat, for example, and other raw food and cooked food, the thing that you lose when you cook them is the enzymes.
Yeah, but well, you're right. You do lose the enzymes, and I want to be real specific with this. Most people think what they're losing is digestive enzymes, and that's not the same kind of enzymes. So they're metabolic enzymes, okay? And our own digestive system demetabolizes those enzymes to a large degree too. So let's put it in perspective. There's millions and millions of different types of enzymes. Some of which are digestive and some of which are metabolic. Even vitamins are coenzymes. Okay? They're not enzymes, meaning they're not complex proteins. Because an enzyme is a complex protein. So in the process of cooking or heat will denature an enzyme. There's no question of that. So you're right, you would lose it in meat. But here's a real good example. So if you eat, let's say steak tartare, or raw meat, or even sushi, it's actually relatively high in vitamin C, depending on how old it is. But there's virtually no vitamin C left in it when it's cooked. Partly because of the temperatures you cook it at, etc. So if a person's in a survival situation and scurvy seems to be an issue, raw meat is actually a salvation for that. There's way better salvations in our area. Where we live, drinking pine or spruce bud tea has some vitamin C, especially the really young spruce buds that come out in the early spring. They're extremely high in vitamin C, and again, we talked about strawberry leaves that come out relatively early, etc. So you can get them that way. But one of the reasons that you would have individuals like the Eskimos that didn't have any fruit because of the environment, they didn't end up with scurvy, is because they ate a lot of, they have a thing called maktak, which is actually really good. It's whale blubber. And I've had the chance to eat it on several occasions because I did a study up among the Eskimos when I was younger, which was very thrilling. Muktuk is kind of a cross between black Alaskan cod, Chilean sea bass, and really heavily cooked zucchinis. If I can put it in there. It's actually quite delicious. It's got a little bit of an odor to it that is quite fishy. And so the camp I was in, I was eating it quite regular, and then a guy came in who was official cook, and as soon as he saw it, he threw it out immediately and was, very disgusted that there was some muktuk in his fridge. Anyway, so that kind of answer your question? I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent there about the enzymes.
Yeah, because I was talking about the nutritional value.
Yes.
So like if you eat cooked food or cooked fruits versus raw foods, and what happens? I mean, if you lose the enzymes, then how would it affect?
I don't know that you're going to get that much enzymes out of the fruit anyway that are metabolic for us. They're that functional. I mean, I know an awful lot of people think if they eat papaya or eat pineapple with their food, they're getting the digestive enzymes, and that's completely not true. So papain from papaya actually comes from the white sap of the tree or the limbs. It doesn't come from the papaya at all. You can get a little bit in green papaya skin. But just like you know how when you break open a dandelion, there's kind of a latex there. Well, if you pull a papaya off a tree, it exudes a little bit of, the greener it is, the more you're going to extrude. Or if you break a branch, you're going to get a little bit of that white latex. And the same with pineapple. Eating those fruits don't help digestion at all. If anything, it's a bad food combination.